Hello and welcome back to the studio of Inspiring Minds. As you can see today, we are in the kitchen and today's topic that we are going to discuss is about food contamination. As you can see that around me there are lots of vegetables, fruits, eggs, milk, dairy products, and in our day-to-day life we consume this food. But the matter is, the food that we are consuming are safe enough for us or no? Now, what is the point that actually makes these vegetables unsafe is the contamination. What contamination is? Let's understand this first. Talking about food contamination is something where any food items that we consume have anything physical that is not supposed to be consumed by the human beings. There are microorganisms which are bad bacteria. There are the chemicals which are very harmful for us. And there are various reasons on which this food becomes unsafe. So talking about the food contamination, there are basically 4 types of food contamination. One is a microorganism, or we can say it a microbiological contamination. The 2 is a physical contamination. 3, it's a chemical contamination. And 4, it's a cross contamination. So first, let's understand what microbiological contamination is. Now, microbiological contamination means when this food contains the bad bacteria which actually harms us and which makes us sick or ill. Now, it does not only impact us physically, but it also impacts us mentally. So now talking about bacteria, there are a few bacteria that are very, very harmful for us. For example, in eggs that we consume, there might be a salmonella bacteria. Similarly, in the vegetables, there might be H. pylori bacteria. Similarly, the food that we consume, there might be a E. coli, and all of the bacteria are bad bacteria which gets inside our body through the vegetables. So when our food that we consume is actually contaminated with the microorganisms or bad bacteria, this contamination is called as a microbiological contamination. Similarly, when we eat food on a day-to-day basis, and in our food if there is any physical objects, for example our hair, pins, plastics, microplastics, something like this, now this food becomes contaminated, and this contamination is called as a physical contamination. Similarly, there is a third one which is a chemical contamination, and chemical contamination means when there are harmful chemicals in this vegetables, fruits, whatever we consume. Now, talking about the chemical contamination, where it starts in the field during the time of agricultural things, when the farmers, they are not very much aware of what chemicals and what doses of chemicals are supposed to be used in the vegetables. When the higher doses of chemicals are used in the fields during the time of agriculture, the traces of that chemicals remains in this fruit, remain in this vegetables, and this is contamination which is called as a chemical contamination. The last one is cross contamination, when one spoiled food or the contaminated food is kept along with the fresh one, it contaminates the other one also. So this contamination is called as a cross contamination. Now the lesson from this video is that the food that we are consuming, we need to be very, very mindful that are the food that we are consuming free of contamination or not. So for this, we need to clean our vegetables. We need to make sure from where you are buying your vegetables, from where you are buying your food products, so that they are free from the microorganisms, they are free from the contamination, and you can stay healthy, and this food actually gets digested inside your body and gives you nutrition, heals your body, and gives you an energy. Thank you so much.